everyone, this is WW2Man, and today I've got another video for you which is on my extreme late war Wehrmacht Heer Impression. So let's get started. So first off, I am a member of, was a member of the 352nd Volksgrenadier Division. However, they got smashed in the Ardennes, so after that I kind of got enveloped into other units, and I ended up being involved in units such as the 38th SS Nibelungen, because that was kind of quite a conglomeration of different units that have been scattered, and also some veteran units such as the 33rd, I think it was the 33rd or the 36th SS, which was the Russian Waffen SS. So, but I mean, I wasn't actually properly part of the Nibelungen, because you can tell I'm still in the Wehrmacht here. So, yeah, I am armed with a FN model 1924 Mauser. These were produced by Fabrique Nationale Herstel in Belgium, and they were produced from 1924 through to, I believe, 1933, when they were replaced with the FN model 1933. They were for export mainly. The Belgian army did use some of them, however they mainly used the FN model 1933. These were mainly sent to Yugoslavia, where they were given the designation M24, and that was where the majority of the German ones that they found were picked up. The Germans also picked up quite a few of these actually at Herstel in Belgium itself, and also the Italians, I believe, captured quite a few when they were in Abyssinia as well, because the Abyssinians also bought a whole load of these from FN. So it's basically just a standard Mauser action, V98 action. Sticks the standard Mauser K98K clips. Get one out just goes in there. Push down like that. I'm not going to do that because I have to take the ammo out again. Yep, calibered for the same 7.92mm Mauser, and it had the same safety here. This was a deactivated version. It's, I believe, a 1927 dated one, and it was one of the ones that was sent to the Yugoslavians, because the magazine actually has a Yugoslavian stamping on, which is the A for one of their factories. So that is the rifle. It has a straight bolt rather than a turned down bolt like the Mauser K98Ks. However, it was completely interchangeable with most other Mausers. The only slight difference is that some of the earlier Mausers, the bolt wouldn't fit in because it's got the slightly larger locking lugs on the end. I've tried this in my standard model Mauser and it doesn't fit. It's got a cleaner one here. This is a German one, a slightly shorter version. It's got this is a post-war G3 sling, which is exactly the same as a FN model 1924 sling. No differences apart from the leather quality, and also it's possibly some sort of synthetic leather, I'm not sure. But it's basically feels like leather, looks like leather, it does the job. So yeah, the Germans did continue producing FN model 1924s when they overran the factories in Yugoslavia, and the Yugoslav partisans under Tito also managed to capture or recapture one of the factories and continue making them. However, they didn't have any raw materials, so they just managed to basically just assemble the ones that were being assembled as they liberated it. Liberated inverted commas, because Tito was very ruthless. So yeah, and the Germans also, I believe, did produce some in the FN factory in Herstal. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, this one doesn't have any German capture markings on. But the good thing about it is it was designed basically off the Gewehr 98. It's almost a one-on-one replica of a Gewehr 98, just it's a lot shorter and it's got some differences such as the sights, and the wood extends down here. Really, they're the only differences that it has from a Gewehr 98, and also the length of the wood as well, and the fact that it has a double spring here rather than a single one that the Gewehr 98's had. So it does accept standard Mauser K98K bayonet. Doesn't want to go on properly. Yeah, it was going on earlier, but as you can see, it fits pretty well. And this is a German Mauser K98K bayonet. The slight problem with this is that I've been finding that the round rod, or cleaning rod I should say, always gets stuck in the bottom of this bayonet. So this is a 1944 dated one, as you can see there. It says 44 ASW, and shows the bayonet's also got a matching, the scabbard's also got a matching serial number. So the difference with this bayonet and the earlier war ones was that the earlier war ones had originally a wooden grip. Then in mid-war, about 1940-41, they changed to Bakelite to save on the wood. So they wanted the wood for heating stuff and other things like that. And then in 1944, I believe, they went back to using wood because they wanted the Bakelite, the oil from the Bakelite for vehicles. So that goes back there. All more important things such as like a radio handset, or headset rather, and stuff like that. So that's my main rifle. That's my main bayonet. My secondary weapon is here, which is a Luger P08. This is a Denix replica one, and this is a correct Second World War style one because it has the Bakelite style grips. Luger, designed by Georg Luger, and it was in service in the German army from 1908 to 1945, because the Germans were producing them from really 1908 or 1904 if you count the German Navy adopting it. But in this kind of configuration by the German Army, it was from 1908 through to 1942-43, which is when they changed completely and they got rid of all of the Luger production in favour of the Walther P08. So it's toggle lock action, has a 7-round magazine, and the earlier production ones up until I believe 1940 had the wooden grips. So that'd be the First World War ones, and the up to 1940 ones had the wooden grips. Because this is a later production one, it's got the plastic grips, or the Bakelite grips I should say. And I've got this in my Walther P08 holster. I know that's not 100% accurate, but I don't have a black leather holster, a black Luger holster rather. I've only got a brown one, like this one, and it would just look totally ridiculous on webbing like this. And I mean, it would have been, I would have probably picked that up if with my Luger, but it's just kind of standing until I actually get a proper Luger black holster. Here I have a model 1924 stick grenade, also known as the M24 Stillhandgranate. So it worked like this: you unscrew the bottom, out comes a porcelain ball, and you pull the ball. Pulling the ball would ignite a striker inside the top of the grenade, which would, if I unscrew this, ignite a fuse, which would send a spark up here into this section which had the gunpowder in. And depending on what, how long the fuse was, whether it's 4.5, which was a standard one, 6.5, or 9.5, or 0 seconds. They had several different sets of fuses. It would then set off the explosives in here. Now these were basically very good at throwing distance, because the handle means that it'll have the added inertia when it goes through the air, which made it a lot better than the Allied grenades. And also it relied mainly on its blast effectiveness to do damage. Also another plus about it having a hollow wooden handle is that would splinter all over the place, and as well as getting a couple of fragments from this, but not many. You also get a whole load of bits of the wooden handle going into people, so it could do a lot of damage. The Germans, however, found out that in, I think it was 1942 or 1943, that the problem with it was that it wouldn't give off enough shrapnel. They saw it wouldn't give off enough shrapnel, so they created a little sleeve that would fit over the top of the head. So you could take a standard M24 stick grenade and pick up this little head, slid it on top, pull the ball cord rather, throw it, and it would go off. It would get rid of some of the blast damage. However, that would be compensated by the large amounts of fragments that would go into the enemy. So it says Vorgebrauch Sprengkapsel einsetzen, before use detonating caps insert, and it's got the factory code at the bottom. It's got a Waffenamp there on top, which is the German Army acceptance stamp. Above that there is a date, and there's also a fake Waffenamp stamp there, and a fake 1939 date as well. So that's that. When it was also quite often they would replace the fuses with the 0-second fuses, which basically would happen. They'd leave this with a whole lot of dead corpses in a position. The a British or American or Russian soldier would go, I need a new grenade. See a whole load of dead Germans, and they'd just pick up one of the grenades off the bodies and pull the pin, and goes off in their hand and kills everyone around them. So that was one of the very effective uses that they used to do. With it, the US found that it was such a problem that what they used to do, they actually created a training manual on what you should do to make sure that grenades are safe. And they would, or supposedly a pile of grenades were safe, or a box of grenades. They'd put one stone here, and another large stone on top. You'd unscrew the bottom. You'd pull out the porcelain ball. Which doesn't want to come out now. And then you'd attach a string to it, go to a safe distance, about 10 meters away, pull the cord, and it should, after 4 seconds, go off. However, that doesn't account for if someone has taken the fuses out of 3 grenades and put them in a box randomly, because that means one of the grenades you pick up and you do the testing on could be perfectly fine, and then you can go to use one of the others and it goes off in your hand. So that's my first grenade. My second grenade is this one here. This is known as the M39 egg grenade, rather, or the M Model 39 Eierhandgranate rather, and that's known as the egg grenade because it looks like an egg. And what they would do is, again, it would have a similar system. It would unscrew the top here. I can't find my better quality one at the moment, so you're just going to have to bear with this one with a bad kind of head for this. So we'll pull the cord, and that would have a similar effect. Again, you'd have to throw it after you pull the cord because there's no way of stopping the detonation short chucking it in a hole, chucking a whole load of dirt over it. So, yep, it had a similar system of the caps. Would be actually color-coded for the detonation color. So grey, which is what this one is, will be the 0-second fuse. There'll be the booby trap ones, and you would also could booby trap them, as in like attach this to a doorway, and then have the thing unscrewed, piece of string attached to the other side of the room. Someone doesn't see it, they walk straight through it, pulls the pin, bam, kills them. So that's that. They had a blue one, which was a 4.5-second fuse. I believe a red one, which was the 6.5-second fuse, and the yellow one, which was, I believe, an 8 or 9-second fuse. And the 8 or 9 ones will be for the smoke, or just for kind of other booby trap sort of uses. So that's that.